Hi everyone, welcome to the Skeins of Dreams knitting podcast. I'm Megha. I'm also known as Skeins of Dreams on Instagram and on Ravelry. This is my knitting podcast, vlog, journal, digital journal, whatever you may call it, where I share all my knitting with you. And I live in Buffalo, New York. I'm originally from India, and welcome. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking out my video, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate all the encouragement and all the lovely comments that you leave on my videos. I have made so many friends through this podcast, and I'm really thankful for that. So today is very special knitting episode. I saw a lot of people are doing a recap of their knits from 2021, and since this is the first time I'm recording in 2022, I decided I would do something similar. So I would like to recap all my 2021 sweater makes that were made for myself. I did have a lot of gift knits, but of course I don't have them on me anymore. So I'm just going to talk about all the sweaters that I made last year. And I thought this would be a really wonderful way to journal everything and sort of talk through them and see what I like, what I didn't like, so that in 2022 I learn from my mistakes and make better garments this year. Not saying that I didn't make good garments last year. I'm really happy with everything I made. So I'm going to share all of those with you. Before I start, I would like to mention a few podcasts that have done similar recaps and that I really enjoyed watching those. The first one I watched very recently is Karoline's Knits. I'm sure a lot of you already know Karoline. She's such a beautiful maker, and I watched her sweater recap from 2021. Like, she recently released a video where she talks about all the sweaters she makes, and I was very inspired. I think my queue got longer. So that was a lot of fun to watch. And then I really want to mention my dear friend Grace, who has a brand new podcast which is called Sometimes I Make Things. Grace is a beautiful person, beautiful knitter. She's so passionate about knitting and making in general, I would say. And she has very fun and funny episodes as well that you could check out if you haven't already. And she did a recap of her 2021 knits, and I really enjoyed watching those. She has this amazing Halloween sweater. Like, that is my favorite thing she made, and I am really inspired, and I think I want to sort of do something similar to what she did, like taking inspiration from her. So I really enjoyed watching her videos, and she did a recap as well, like I mentioned. So if you would like to check out some new content, I would highly recommend Grace's podcast vlog. So yeah, so here I am with my sweaters stack at the back. I made myself some tea, and you can see some of my yarn over here, and I'm here to basically talk through my sweaters from 2021. I'm not gonna do these in order. I'll just do them whatever I grab first, basically. I'll try to do them in order. I don't remember the exact order anyway. So, and some of the sweaters you've already seen before. I've worn them through my other episodes, and some of them I haven't had a chance to talk about those yet. I won't go into too much detail. I will, you know how I usually do things. If you watch my previous videos, I do a what am I wearing segment. So if there's something that I haven't already spoken about, I'll wear them in future episodes, and then I can go into a little more detail. And I also did not clean any sweaters. I didn't like depill or anything. They are in the condition that I just got them off my closet, like literally, and folded them up. So yeah, before we start, I would like to talk about the top I'm wearing. I actually made this myself. This is, I sewed this pattern, is called Ashton top. It's by Helen's Closet. It's one of those like first sewing projects that I took on, garment sewing projects that I took on. I got this fabric from an Etsy store, which is, the store is in India actually, and they shipped it, and the shipping is not terrible or anything, and I really like the soft cotton material. It's 100% cotton, and this is like block print and everything. So I really love that store, and I can actually link that store in the description box. So if you're a sewer and you really want to buy some Indian fabric, you can totally check out this store. So I made this top myself. It's sleeveless. Yeah, that's how it fits me, and I thought it'd be perfect to show all my sweater makes layered on top of my sewing make. Yeah, so let's begin. Of course, we'll talk about my ranunculus first. So 2021 was the year of the ranunculus for me. I made 3 ranunculi, and I was completely inspired by Selma of Little Big Knits. Selma's knits are inspirational, and I've spoken about her multiple times in my previous episodes, but I totally hashtag Selma made me do it for all my ranunculi, and I think I will make more, but this year I started off with 0 and I have 3. So you've already seen this one before. This is my favorite ranunculus sweater. Yep, that's the length. Short sleeves. I made this in Fleece and Harmony yarn in their Eldon lace base. The color is Autumn Birch, and I held it double and used US 10 needles. I'm really happy with this. I know I've spoken about this before. It has a little ease. Actually, when I was knitting it, I think I made it too tight. This was the first one I made, I believe. So I had to sort of figure out how many raglan increases I needed to do on this. And once I figured out this one, I did the rest of them, the other 2, in the same format. So I finished making the yoke, figured out how many raglan increases I needed to fit the sweater well, and I had to rip back and everything and increase the raglan stitches because it was a little too tight. But then finally, when I increased the raglan stitches to get the correct number, I'm very happy with this knit. I love the short sleeve version, and I also like this. This yarn has some mohair in it, so it's a little fuzzy, and I really enjoy that. I think I wear it a lot in my office, and it's kind of gets cold in my office, so I wore it during the fall months by itself, and in the winter months I wear like a full sleeve, like an inner, which like a black one with full sleeves, so it kind of covers the rest of my arms as well. But yeah, so this is make number 1. So this is make 2. I wanted to show you, actually, I use these tags to kind of mark the front of the garment. I always put them left side bottom, so that's how I can sometimes easily tell which is front and back. I know I was watching some podcast, they mentioned that you can also put kind of weave in yarn of a different color at the back neck to kind of tell the front from the back, and this one has a very obvious short row shaping, but sometimes the short row shaping is not that obvious. But and also, like, you know, when I'm in a hurry, it's the winter, it's too dark, I don't know which side is front and back. So anyway, so this is the Kevat. This is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, who is Boylan Knitworks. I test knitted this. Of course, you can see some of my top underneath, but I test knitted this early last year. I really like this sweater a lot. You can see it's a little short, and when I made it, I thought it would be a nice layering piece on dresses, but I work in a lab, so I don't really wear a lot of dresses to the lab because then I'd have to wear tights or something with them. I just prefer jeans. They're easier because you can't have like your bare leg showing in the lab. It's dangerous and everything, so for safety you need to be fully covered because my lab conditions are not very it's not a clean and nice looking lab. It's kind of an industrial space, so that's why I really can't wear dresses. I mean, we can wear, but I don't like the hassle of wearing dresses to the lab, so I just wear jeans. But I wish I'd made this a little longer, thinking that, like, you know, considering that I only wear jeans, so I don't get a lot of wear out of this. I mean, it's not a bad length, it's just about the length of my layering top, but I still feel like it would have been better if it would be a tiny bit longer. But I also want to make a nice black simple dress, and I think if I do that, I'll be able to wear this sweater quite a bit more. So I made this in Brooklyn Tweed Loft. The pink is the color Camper, and the black is actually some Rauma Fennel from my stash. Like, I just had some in stash, and that's what I used for the black. A lot of people actually did other, I think some other test knitters did other, like they changed up the color over here, then they changed the color over here. But anyway, I just stuck with black. I really like the effect. And one of the biggest things that I liked about this sweater knit is because it has so many different things. Like, there's texture, and then there's color work, there's lace, and then the body is all lace, and then there's this baubles and everything. It was like such an interesting project. Like, you always wanted to kind of get to the next section, and it kept your interest going. So I really enjoyed making this sweater. I think I enjoyed making it more than I actually wore it, so I haven't been able to enjoy as much when I wear it, but I do think it looks really good. I think it fits me well. It's a well-fitting top. I've worn it a few times, but I think I haven't worn it this winter again. I do like the drape of the loft, and I think the one that Caitlin Hunter made is in superwash yarn, but I just used this yarn is like deep stash. Like, I had it for 5 years or something, and finally I was able to make it in 2021, and I think that was an achievement. I kept trying to find patterns for the yarn, but it never worked out. Like, I started knitting and ripped back and knitting and ripped back because it just never found the right pattern until I made this sweater. So I'm really pleased with this make. So this is the next sweater, and I'm sorry I keep switching back and forth. I keep forgetting I'm supposed to look at the camera. I actually liked my video better when I was looking at the camera, so I think I'm gonna stick with that, but I think it'll take me a little longer to train my eye completely. But anyway, this is the Redspire pullover. This was a test knit I did for Claire Borchardt of, sorry Claire if I butchered your last name. I think I need you to record a clip of how you pronounce your last name. Claire of Autumn and Indigo Fibers. I test knit a lot for Claire this past year. So this is the Redspire pullover. I knit this in Rauma Fennel PT2, and the color is 4125. And this is my favorite sweater from last year. Like, it's that sweatshirty pullover that I can just put on, and then I'm you know, I'm all set. It's very warm because it's woolly wool. I like the longer length, so you know, it's very comfortable. I really enjoy wearing this. I hope the lighting is good and you can see everything properly when I go all the way back. But yeah, so this is the Redspire pullover. It has some lace details in the yoke, and I think because of the Rama yarn and like the heathery darker yarn, you can't really see the lace as well as some other versions. Other test knitters and other people who've knitted this sweater have. It looks really pretty in like lighter colors where you can actually see the lace work, but this is like my all-time favorite sweater from last year. I wear this a lot. Actually, I think I was wearing this yesterday. I can still smell my perfume on it. So this is the Redspire pullover, and I really don't know what else to say about it. It has a lot of ease, and I kind of wanted it like that, so I knit a size which gave me I think 4 inches of ease or something. The gauge is a larger gauge on the Rama, so it's like, I think it's a 20 stitch gauge, and Rama is like a sport weight yarn, so you can knit it at like 26, 24, 20, like you can knit it at so many different gauges. And at this gauge, I think that it's not scratchy to me at all. I think I had to get used to a little bit on the arms. On the body, it's not scratchy at all, and you can see that the neck is kind of low, so it doesn't come high up. But honestly, I'm always so happy when I wear this sweater, and I'm very pleased with this make. It's like a comfortable sweatshirt. I already need a tea break, and this is a mug I actually made for myself in my pottery class. So it has all cats on it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this is a second Ranunculus. Actually, this one I didn't put a tag on it because it's too light and kind of open gauge. So I was afraid the tag would kind of like pull at it. I don't think it will, but anyway. The other thing I sometimes do is I leave the small end at the back, like hanging, because once you wear it you can see the end, but then when you're trying to put it on you'll know which is the back. This is the other thing I do. So this was my second Ranunculus, I think. I really like this one as well. I like them all. Like I don't think there is a knit that I don't like. I knit this in less traveled yarn. Sarah is the dyer, I think, and the colorway is Devil's Bridge. I really like the color, but I held it together with Autumn and Indigo Fibers Suri Alpaca, and I knit it again on number 10 needles. The gauge, like, you know, it is a little open and kind of uneven, but I think that is kind of what happens with the Suri, and I think the Suri plus the fingering weight, because the Devil's Bridge from Traveling Yarn is a 757 sock, so it's a 75 merino 25 nylon sock weight yarn. So I think the Suri plus the sock weight yarn didn't really make for a very lofty fabric. You can see that the gauge is quite open, and I was kind of worried about that, but I mean the sweater turned out okay. I like it, it looks good, it's very soft, but I don't wear it as much. I'm afraid like I don't know how I'll ruin it, but I feel like I'll ruin it. I don't know, but I kind of like it a lot. That's the length. That's pretty much my sweaters usually are pretty much the same length if I want to wear them on jeans. I did a few like elbow length sleeve, and if you can see here, I don't know how much it's showing up on camera, there's actually a difference in the color here because I ran out of the Suri Alpaca of one color. I think I was using one color for the body and everything, but when I picked up the sleeves, and I wanted to do some sleeves. I ran out of that color. I thought I had more, but I didn't. So I then had another color because there was this time I went crazy and purchased so much Surya alpaca from Autumn and Indigo. So I had a different color, so I did that. So there is some color difference here, but it doesn't bother me. And as I pick up my arm, I can see some pilling over here. I think the suri is just like bunching up in some balls. It's okay. No, maybe I shouldn't drop it. My cats will eat it. So yeah, so this is Ranunculus number 2, and I'm very happy with it. I don't think it's as warm. I have not worn it this winter as much. I wore it quite a bit during the fall season, but I haven't worn it in the winter. Maybe I'll wear it one day when it's not too cold, but a little cold, and to see how warm this sweater is. So the next thing is a Raglan top I made for myself. I think I used Painting Sweater by Katrin Schneider, I think so, as the base, and I made it myself. I bought this Knit Picks Stroll Tweed, I think that's the base, and I bought it in these autumny colors. I really liked the colors, so I bought this. I made this sweater, but as you can see, it looks nice, but I don't know, I feel like it's a little too tight. I don't like how tight it is. I wish it was a little looser, so I should have done more raglan increases or divided the sleeves and the body in different proportions. I did a yarn over kind of a raglan increase. I do like this feature that I added to it. I did a split hem, but I think it fits me like a t-shirt. It doesn't fit me like a sweater. Honestly, since I made it, I've never worn it. This is the first time, and I was thinking if I don't like how it looks on me, I might not even show it today. But I think it's important to even acknowledge and address the knits that were not successful. I mean, it's fine. I made it during the summer, hence I obviously went for the short sleeves. And also when I do stripes, I kind of get bored of all the weaving in of ends for each and every color. So I think I ran out of one of the colors, so I decided to leave the sleeves short. I know it looks okay, but I don't know, I just don't feel this knit much. I don't really want to frog it. Maybe I'll give it to somebody who kind of likes it and it looks better on them. I have to figure out which one of my friends would like a striped sweater. I mean, I was very happy with it when I finished it, but honestly I haven't worn it much and I really don't see myself wearing it much. So this is the one knit that kind of didn't work out. I don't remember the colors of the yarns that I use, so I'm going to have to put them on the screen here. But yeah, this was Knit Picks Stroll Tweed, I believe. I may be wrong. I'll put it in the description box here. So you've seen this one before. I wore it on one of my episodes. This is the Seasons Pullover by Ozetta. Haley, who's the designer behind Ozetta Knitwear. I test knit this for her, and it's one of my favorite sweaters as well. And I think I wore it inside out. Oh well. Okay, I think now I got it. So all of these sweaters have all my hair everywhere on them, but that's life. So this is the season sweater by Haley of Ozetta Knitwear. I really like this one. It's a half fisherman's rib. The yarn is De Rerum Natura Gilead in the caramel colorway. I think I wore it recently on one of my episodes. I really like this sweater a lot because De Rerum Natura is a worsted weight yarn, and then this is a half fisherman's rib. It's a very squishy and very lofty sweater. It's kind of big. But you know, I like it. I wish I'd made it a little longer. Sometimes I feel like I find myself tugging at it. I think today I'm not feeling that bad because I'm wearing a high-waisted jeans. But if I wear a medium rise or like I don't have any low-waisted, but if I wear a different pair of jeans, I feel I keep like tugging at it. But I think today I'm comfortable. This is a very, very cozy, very soft sweater. I find myself throwing this on, you know, suddenly I have to go to the grocery store or something. I just like put this over whatever I'm wearing and I'm off, and I like it a lot. I don't know if I have anything else to say about it. I just like the sweater so much. And the yarn is very beautiful. I think it has, I think maybe, I don't want to say felted, but I think at places, especially like my back, because when I'm driving or when I'm sitting in my office, I put my back against the chair. So places I feel like, like it's not as gappy anymore, so I feel like it has kind of matted, if you know what I mean. So I feel like at places it has done that, but I think that makes it warmer because it like closes all the gaps in the sweater, and then there's no air going through. Like other places you can see that it's a little, I guess you can't see. Yeah, see, it's a little gappy over here. You can see like there's space between, but in some places, especially around the arms and everything, I think those gaps have disappeared, especially the areas that rub against other things. Like if I wear a coat over this, then the elbows always rub against, and then under the arms obviously, but it hasn't pilled or anything. I've worn this quite a bit. Like I wear this like it's my lounge sweater. I just like put this on and I'm good to go. So I'm very happy with the yarn though. I would definitely use it again, and I'm very happy with the sweater. Okay, while we're talking about Haley from Ozetta Knitwear, I think I showed this cardigan as my finished object in the first podcast episode I recorded. This is the Field Day cardigan. I knit this in Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair held with their fingering, and the color is plum clay. I really love this cardigan. It's a little short, but I kind of like how it looks, and I've spoken before about how Raglan cardigans kind of fall off my shoulders and everything. This one, the way it's constructed, it kind of stays close to my neck at the back, and that's how it's constructed. You start actually knitting the sweater from the top, from the neck there, you cast on your shoulder stitches. It does give it a drop shoulder construction towards as you go towards the end, but I really like how this sits on me. This is my favorite cardigan to wear at work, because whatever top I'm wearing, like this one, I can just like throw this on and I'm good to go. And in the office, like when some of the times it's not as cold during like the fall season and everything, I still like it, like wearing this. And of course, because of the mohair, it's not scratchy one bit. I really like this sweater. I think the mohair is coming together in like these pills here and there, but overall I don't think it's pilling per se. I think it fits me really well. I'm very happy. I have some wooden buttons on it, but I almost never close the buttons. I'm always worried that I'll stretch out the buttonholes, but other than that, I like to wear my cardigans open in the front. So I want to make more such cardigans this year, at least one more something like this. And I have a few patterns in mind, and I'll maybe talk about them in another episode. But I really love this cardigan. Like, this is my favorite cardigan that I've made, and this was also a test knit for Haley, and I'm very pleased with it. So the next sweater top I want to talk about is this Hawk Ridge tee that I made in Autumn and Indigo Fibers Classic Sock. The color is Old World. I made this as a test knit again for Claire. Like I said, I test knit a lot for Claire. A lot? Did I make 3? I don't know. Oh yeah, I think I made 3. I did 3 test knits for her this past year. Of course, it's a t-shirt, so I'm wearing it on my shirt underneath, and it's looking weird. But yeah, this is my Hawk Ridge tee. I actually wore it to Indie Untangled when I went to Rhinebeck. So you may have seen a glimpse of this in one of like a video I shot of myself. It has a very nice lace pattern. Wait, hold on. Maybe I should wear it without the inner top and you can see how it is. Okay, so I wore it on a spaghetti inside. So you can see it has some lace all over the front and the back. I'm really pleased with this one. I made it, like I said, in Autumn and Indigo Classic Sock. The colorway is Old World. It fits me pretty snug. I think usually when I wear it, I don't even wear it with the black tank underneath, but for the sake of the video, I put on the tank. Like you can see, it's short sleeved. I think even the version Claire made is short sleeved. I'm really pleased with this. I like to wear this a lot in the summer, like in chillier days. In the summer, I've worn it. I've dressed up wearing this, like when we were going out for a fancy dinner and everything, and it looks really pretty. I love this color so much. I'm very happy with it. And of course, being superwash, it's not so much of a winter garment. It is meant to be worn in the warmer months, but it's very soft, of course, and I'm very pleased with this one. Yeah, so that's how long it is. I guess you can see my tank underneath, but that's okay. I usually don't wear a tank underneath it at all. I just wear this next to skin. But yeah, so this is my Hawk Ridge tee, and yeah, let's move on. Oh yes, let's talk about my golden Enola. So this is also one of my favorite makes of last year, mostly because it's my Rhinebeck sweater, and I went to my first Rhinebeck festival in 2021. This is the Enola. It's a design by Navya of NCL Knits, and a lot of you have already seen this before. I made this in Magpie Fibers domestic fingering yarn. The colorway is Tupelo Honey, and I absolutely love this yoke. It's so gorgeous, and I got a lot of compliments on this sweater at Rhinebeck. A lot of people actually asked me which pattern it was, because it doesn't have as many projects on Ravelry as some of the more famous ones, but I'm so pleased with this. I love the 3/4 sleeves that I made. It's like a perfect top to wear anywhere basically. Like I've worn it to office, I've worn it out, and I really like it. It fits me very well. I think if I was not making a very loose sweater, like a very comfy sweatshirty sweater, I think this is how much ease I would like in most of my garments. I think less ease than this, and I don't like I'm always tugging at it, and I'm like pulling it, or I'm like I don't like it's fitting snug around my stomach and everything. So but this one is like perfect. I have no issues with this at all, and I actually don't wear it as much because I'm kind of like saving it. It's too precious to keep wearing. Sorry about that, but no, I should be wearing it more because I really love it. Even though it's superwash, I don't think it's spilled much. I like the how the yarn is wearing. Like I think if you remember, if you watch my Rhinebeck episode, there was one evening where it was raining a lot and we were camping and it got really cold. I actually put this sweater on and slept, and I have not seen any pills in it. I slept in this sweater. Like, I was too cold to just sleep in my shirt and everything, so I actually had to put on a sweater, and this was the one that was closest. I really couldn't leave the tent to go to the car and get my other warmer sweaters and clothes, so this was the one I had next to me, and this is the one I wore, and I actually slept in it, and it's perfect. Like, I love it so much. Yep, it's my golden sweater. Okay, I'm back in my top and back with the Ranunculus. This is my third Ranunculus. This is wool and cotton version actually. This yarn is the BC Garn Bio Balance in the color Rust, and I wanted to make a more summery Ranunculus, so I thought I'd give this yarn a try, and I love this yarn so much. So yeah, here it is. It's made exactly the same way the other two have been made. I think the sleeves are similar to the orangey sunshiny one. This color is called Rust, but it's a little more, you know, pinky, I guess. Pink. It's a dull, dusty pink. I really like how this yarn drapes. I actually have more of this yarn. I thought I'd make another Ranunculus, but I'm actually thinking I might make the Felix Pullover, you know, the one by Amy Christophers, I think that's the designer, which has like some Raglan lace detailing in this. It will look really nice in this yarn, I feel. I like how it drapes, and I wear this Ranunculus next to skin again. Right now I'm layering with this top, but usually I just I wear my bra and then I wear this. My phone cut me off for some reason, not sure why, but yeah, as I was saying, I really love this version of my Ranunculus. I love the yarn, of course I love the pattern. Thank you again, Selma. But yeah, so I'm very pleased with how it turned out, and the stitch definition and everything is great. Again, I held this double. I held the Bio Balance double. I'm not sure what is the weight of the yarn. I think it's fingering or sport. I'm actually going to put it on the screen here. But yeah, I held it double and used US tan needles again to make this top, and it's perfect. Home stretch. This is my final sweater make of 2021. Those of you who've been following me from the beginning have watched my episode where I'm crazily working on this sweater to get it finished. This is my Oak Creek pullover, again by Claire of Ottoman Indigo Fibers. It's in her yarn as well, so it's Ottoman Indigo domestic fingering, I think, held with her Suri alpaca. And I am absolutely in love with this sweater, of course. The domestic fingering, the fingering weight yarn is in, the color is Adobe, I believe, and the Suri alpaca, I'm forgetting, it's either Heatherstone or something like that. I'm gonna put it on the screen, but I think I have never knit sweaters with like a turtle neck before, and I absolutely love how this one looks. It looks really good. I must say I really like myself wearing this sweater. It's a very relaxed fit. If you remember, it has a split hem detail. It's kind of long and it's very cozy, and I wore it recently to work one day when it was like 10 Fahrenheit or like -15 Celsius or something, and it was amazing. It was like so warm, and I absolutely love the drape on this. Like, it's very, very drapey. I think it's a very luxurious sweater. It was an expensive make in general, but I'm very pleased with it. I think the effect is very beautiful, and I really enjoy wearing this sweater. I must say I haven't worn it all that much. Also because it was one of the last sweaters I finished for myself in 2021, but also because it's so precious. Like similar to my Enola, like I kind of like savor it and wear it a few times because it's very special to me. But I love it. I love the details on it, the yarn, the color. It's amazing. So I think I really enjoy wearing this sweater overall. I can only say good things about this. Thank you so much, Claire, for basically giving me all my garments this year. I made so many. I think I test knit 3 garments for Claire. I test knit 2 garments for Ozetta, Haley of Ozetta Knitwear. And then there were some garments I made myself, or of course then Selma dressed me because 3 ranunculi. So this year I had a very fixed kind of a pattern. Like last year I had a fixed kind of a pattern, and I enjoyed it. Like all my makes, I'm very happy with them, and I wear my sweaters quite a bit. They're always in rotation. I'm almost always wearing something hand knit in the winters, and I'm very pleased with it. I'm so happy I did this kind of a roundup, and if you observed closely, there was a color theme going on. It's mostly mustards, pinks and mauves this year, last year, so maybe we'll change up the color scheme a little bit in 2022. Though I love all colors, but of course you know my fall colors and pink. So yeah, so those were all my sweaters from last year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was entertaining. It was a lot of fun recording this. Now it will not be fun editing it because I'll have to break it in multiple places where I stopped and where I paused and as I was picking out my sweater and changing and everything. But I hope you like the video. I'm actually planning to do similar to a finished sweater roundup that I did this week. I'm planning to do in the next episode, I might do a WIP roundup, like a work in progress roundup, because there have been many makes, many garment makes that are unfinished from last year, and as I mentioned, I really want to finish some of my unfinished projects this year, so I might do a WIP roundup so that I can put them all in one place, like journal them, and then that will give me motivation to bring them out of hibernation and actually work on them. So I guess you will see that in a couple weeks, or maybe next week, I don't know, I haven't decided. But thank you so much for sticking with me if you watched this entire video. I'm really glad to be a part of this community and to be able to share all my makes with you all. And thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting. Bye.